pattern that's developing in distance learning programs across the state. Schools are seeing a drop in grades. It's happening right here at Palm Springs Unified School District, but staff say they're working to change all that. Our Olivia Sandusky joins us live now from Cathedral City High School with more on this story. Olivia.
Sarah, it's been a tough year for students, and PSUSD tells me that in certain subjects, over 30% of their students are failing. Now, they're working with those groups, as you mentioned, but parents in the meantime tell me they're worried about the long-term effects.
Challenging, isolating, and lonely.
That's how Marisa Salvi describes her daughter's year of distance learning at Palm Springs High School.
Most teachers are doing everything possible, but it's just not the same. And it's taking a toll.
This year, Palm Springs Unified School District reports failing grades are up 10 to 15% in their middle and high schools. Topping the list, middle school sciences, where over 40% of students' grades are currently an F. The assistant superintendent says it's due to a few key factors.
When children come to school every day, there's a whole team of professionals who spends the entire day working to encourage and motivate them, to provide counseling and support. And while we're working very hard to continue to do that, it is different doing it online.
But the trend isn't specific to the district. In a recent study, the research center PACE says there's been significant learning loss across the state, with younger students impacted the most.
I worry about her going to college in 2 years from now. Is she going to be prepared?
Riverside County's COVID-19 case rate is still about 4 times the amount needed for students to return to in-person learning, meaning remote classes will continue for the foreseeable future. And Dr. Sweezy says they're working to help students.
We really do want to give students the opportunity to maybe make up some work that they were missing or potentially retake a test, and then to work with teachers around strategies to help support those students.
But parents still worry about long-term effects.
We are going to have to figure out some solution because this just can't go on forever.
And since this is a pattern that we've seen developing across the state, I also reached out to Desert Sands and Coachella Valley Unified School District to see if they were seeing any similar numbers. They tell me those haven't been discussed so far, but they may be brought up at their next board meeting. Reporting live in Cathedral City, Olivia Sandusky, NBC Palm Springs.
Thank you, Olivia. Coming up next, 10 Republican senators